I'm Nifty Nelly, and if this is your first time to my channel, welcome! I love having you here. Several of my subscribers have suggested that we go to a store in Visalia, California called Emergency Aid and Thrift, and we're excited to go over there, and we're going to bring you along with us. So let's go and see. I really liked these two cross-stitch and needlepoint samplers. I think they're incredible. If you can see, they were made in 1836 and 1819. They were incredibly preserved and they were up for auction. Some of the furniture is also up for auction. As a matter of fact, everything in this room appears to be up for auction. So if you see anything you like, you know where to go. This was a cute little frame set. Unfortunately, it wasn't priced. This was such a summery themed shelf. I liked the look of the sunflower box. I was hoping it was vintage, possibly California pottery, but it was a not so well crafted and was depressingly mass-produced imported item, as were the other matching two containers, and they were each priced at $20. Having said that, I was surprised that the bread box was also priced at $20. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Please subscribe. There is no cost to you for subscribing, but it does help out my channel. That was a cute gnome mug. It was priced at $4. This two-tiered tray was the organdy plaid pattern by Vernonware, and they had it selling for $5 at the store, and one recently sold for $25 online. So I could have made a nice profit. I just have so many dishes right now that I'm concerned how quickly I can sell this. I'm not sure that it would sell that well for me. So I decided to hold off on it for right now. This was a beautiful deviled egg tray, and two things prohibited me from purchasing it. One was the price. It was priced at $25. And the second was that I already have two other deviled egg trays. Are deviled eggs a thing of the past now? I don't know. Every time I take them to a church function, they're the first things to go. Correction! They had it priced at $35, and yet they had this beautiful American Brilliant crystal dish for $7. This was a really fun vintage cast iron mechanical bank, and oh my goodness, one recently sold for $83.37. What an odd number. But besides that, it didn't even work all that well, and it still sold for that amount. So I definitely could have made a profit on this, even though they were selling it for $40-some. This vintage 1940s lamp was so sweet, wasn't it? They had it priced at $25. Look at this huge set of mid-century modern glassware. I believe this is the Gold Dot Band by Libby. This is a beautiful teapot by Hall, and unfortunately it's missing the lid. It's the autumn leaves pattern, and it must have been a really famous, very popular pattern, because I see it all the time. And they wanted $8 for it, even without the lid. Oh my goodness, they had so many pieces of the American Fostoria Cubist pattern, and I just think that it is so beautiful. They did want a pretty penny for them, so I didn't pick any up, but I do think they are really beautiful. This beautiful hen on a nest casserole dish was California pottery. These were very pretty, really, honestly, very pretty pink depression glass pie dishes, but they wanted $20 a piece. I couldn't do it. Wow, look at all this blue willow and dishware. Oh, they're so pretty. You can tell they were made in China because they do have a very Chinese feel to them. And I prefer the ones made in England by Churchill. So I did not purchase these, aside from the fact that they wanted $130 for them. I couldn't do it. These cool mugs were made for AAA by Hall in the 1970s for their Ohio antique car collection, and I thought they were really interesting. They were being sold at the store for $6, and I've seen them listed for $15. However, I have not seen any sold. And some were actually made by McCoy. I remember my dad having an old-fashioned meat grinder like this. And my mom has an even nicer, very well-kept Paymaster check maker, and these things are incredibly heavy. I'm trying to sell it locally, but I have not yet been able to do so. I'll show you a picture of it because it's still at my mom's house. I refuse to bring it here until I actually have a buyer. So the first part of their store is more of an what I would call antique and vintage store, and the back room is where they keep their more thrifted items. I do like that glass pumpkin. I think they're really pretty. You find them at like Home Goods, but I think they're really pretty and really fun for home decor. If I didn't already have so much stuff for autumn, I might have purchased that. Those silver banded glasses that you see there are by Dorothy Thorpe, and she did make some really beautiful mid-century modern designs. I already have some in my inventory, and I'll show you what I have in the haul. This was a really cute milk jug by Inesco, and I would have purchased that if it hadn't been priced at $7. I felt like that was a little cost prohibitive for me for resale purposes. I liked the Williamsburg, Virginia mug that was sitting there, and I did like the Ray Dunn mug as well that said Merci, But for the moment, I'm pausing purchasing mugs unless they're really extraordinary, because I am full up with mugs. Oh my goodness. I was in the other room at the moment, and when my husband shot this film, and I think this was a Bowered teapot. Oh no. And I love that color. I want to run right back there and see if they have it. I did get this wood plate stand because I'm always in need of them. This was a vintage syrup little jug made in Taiwan, and I considered it, but decided to leave it. And this little teapot was a vintage Japanese brown drip glazed little teapot, but they don't sell for very much money at all. They sell for about $5 online, and the store wanted $15. This was an older Chinese teapot, and it was cracked and missing a handle, so that stayed there. And here's something else I'm lamenting. This was a vintage Roseville, Ohio cookie jar, and oh my goodness. What the heck was I doing in the other room? This was a pretty Lenox frame. Unfortunately, they just don't sell for very much money, which is a shame. They're really beautiful. This little shoe was made so well. It looks like something you could wear. I would totally wear that pair of shoes if it wasn't a miniature. This was a very pretty creamer made by Mikasa. I can't believe it, but my husband found another moose. It never fails. And here is the only item that we walked out with this day. We did purchase this, and I love it because I use them all the time for all my home decor for every season. So, and it is vintage. And here are some of the items from the video that I have in my inventory. And this, so far, is the only American Fostoria Cubist pattern that I have. And I'm not sure if I'm keeping it or not because it is so beautiful. I don't know if I can bring myself to sell it. I think it's just incredibly done. What a fantastic design. Here are a couple of frames that I have in my inventory, and I just love them. This one I just couldn't leave behind. It was so adorable. It's a Bumpkins by Enesco, and they make the Precious Moments. This is another line. He is so charming, so cute, with that raccoon on his head. I just think it's funny. And then I also have this one, which is so cool. It's new. It's never been used. It is a picture frame by Quarry Critters. And these are quite coveted. A lot of people seem to like Quarry Critters. I think they're really cute. I have actually a pair of polar bears in my own private collection. I think they're so cute, and I just thought this was just so perfect, especially for the area where I live, because there's a lot of farming in this area. And look how cute. It says Winner's Feed Circle. So cute. In the video, I saw something that reminded me of this that I have in my inventory, and oh my goodness, how adorable is this, and so intricately made. And it is made by an artist. There's her signature, if I can get it. The company is Brandywine. I had to think about it. It's Brandywine Country Lane by Marlene Whiting. And it was made in 1995. And I just think it's so adorable. Look, they have a sheep up there and just a sheep here. Lots of knitting and yarn, kind of a store. And she was famous for these facades. And actually, if I remember correctly, she did some of like famous American locations, like patriotic locations. I have different light bulbs in there, and I wanted to turn the lights off so you can see, get a different perspective of these beautiful lamps. These are the Hollywood Regency lamps, and I have all of the crystals in. It has all the crystals, and they are so beautiful. I don't know if you could see this all the way in there. Just so beautiful. They're boudoir lamps, and I just think they're fantastic. Don't you? Here are the Dorothy Thorpe items that I have in my inventory, and I think they are so just mid-century modern fantastic. These are the roly-poly glasses and a bowl, like a sherbet bowl or a fruit bowl. And they do have that silver banding, which I think it just looks so elegant. Look at this California pottery cheese platter or charcuterie platter. How mid-century modern is this? It's big. It is very big, but perfect for a party. It does say made in California, USA, and it has a little bit of green glazing that they dripped on it, but I think it looks more charming, and it is just so much fun. It really is great for parties. I used it for my son's wedding reception that we had here at home. Here are some plates that I think are so fantastic and keeping for spring, the majority of them, except for maybe this one, which can be used for autumn. You see? But I think it works for spring as well. These are the Crown Staffordshire plates, and this one, for instance, is the Salisbury. And then I also have this, which is the Camelot. See how beautiful they are? And they appear, I don't know if you can tell, but they have these brush strokes in them. And then we also have two of this pattern, which are so sweet. Look at that. This is the Cornwall pattern. Can you see that? So beautiful. Then we have this one, which is the Somerset pattern. Look at those gorgeous blue. Are they snapdragons? Maybe. I don't know what the type of flower it is. And then these, which are just so beautiful. And these are the Devon pattern. Just spectacular. And I have two of these, as you can see, two of these, and then one each of these other two patterns. And I think they're going to be perfect for spring. Finally, I turned the light off because I wanted you to see this. This is one of my egg trays, and it glows. This is lucite, and it glows. See? But I think this is so mid-century modern. I can see this in like That Girl or I Dream of Jeannie, any one of their homes. And it's for deviled eggs, and I love it. I use it all the time for my deviled eggs, and I think it's so charming. If you like this video, click on this one next.